Bet. Hello, Curve. Hi, X-Men. This is definitely one of my earliest streams. I forget which ones might have been earlier. Oh yeah, Nintendo Directs. Nintendo Direct streams are so early, I don't even enjoy it. Although once Nintendo Directs start for the Switch 2, I'm gonna be in there. I got bored of Nintendo Directs for Switch 1. So Springtrap is not out. It comes out at noon. And I'll have to download the like beta basically. And then we can play it. But this should announce like a lot of stuff for it. But I guess this is also like the Dead by Daylight thing. So I have a feeling there's going to be a lot of nonsense. So I'll probably just be talking to you guys and then shut up when anything cool happens. Because I mean, I'm not a huge Dead by Daylighter. And I assume most of you aren't either. There's like a few Dead by Daylights here though. What's up, Cagliostro? Been up since Senza. Didn't you expect you to stream it this time? X-Men, what you up so early for? Oh wait, it's probably your normal schedule, huh? But chat, how we doing? Chat, we have crazy content this week, by the way. Crazy content this week. So today's my Tuesday stream for this, obviously. Wednesday, Thursday, my normal days off. And then Friday is Night Rain. Saturday, we have like a super secret game that looks really fun that I don't think very many people know about. And then Sunday's the Nintendo tournament, which I need to tweet. I cannot wait, bro. It's gonna be so fun. My dumb out brother missed his bus, so I had to drop him off at school. Nice. Hey, Mr. School's not out yet for y'all. I did not see the Night Rain launch trailer. Also, hold on. Let me do the strat for this. This is supposed to start already. What's up, Tanks? School ends in 3 days. Nice. Actually, oh, here it is.
We're back. We're here. We're live in Montreal. We're live in our studio. In our brand new
Yeah, I can see
studio.
Springtrap poster right here, dude.
Who dat?
I can see it.
Palette.
That is a palette. That is also a coffee table.
It's got coasters.
You know, you recognize this, but also not a picture frame. That is actually a video screen. We're not going to make use of it today because we literally just got it installed.
Interesting.
Streams in the future. We're going to be having a lot of fun with a lot of these. They look like static picture frames, but really excited for us to have this as a resource here in our own studio in Montreal, so we can do more stuff here, including videos that you do all the time.
I've never watched something like this before, so I don't know how much yapping is going to happen.
There are a lot of you out there. Thank you for joining us. This is actually our second live stream of the month of May. Earlier, we were at PAX East in Boston, where
What's up, Sophie?
also
What's
a
up,
bunch of people
Frosty?
showed up in person, which was
Where is
an
Edwin?
incredible delight to meet
I know,
so
I
many
need
people
Springtrap
and know
bad.
those online names, and to ham it up in front of a live audience was pretty fun. So we just wanted to say thank you for that. That you know, was our first big live event in a long time, and y'all showed up. So hopefully
What's
that
up,
means we can do
Snappy?
more. And the only negative of that event, we were not joined by door
Yes.
due to visa issues.
Yeah, it was really sad to be watching from the sidelines, but the hype in that room was electric. Like even being at home, but just rooting you
I
guys.
played DBD
that
once
was just
several years
amazing.
ago. Is it
So
good nowadays?
I truly hope that maybe in the future I'll be able to meet you guys in person.
Look at my tweets.
But for now, let's get into today's
Springtrap.
live stream, which we're talking
What's
about.
up, Super Bonnie?
Part 2
I
of
just
our
want FNAF, bro.
anniversary live stream with the
FNAF
Dead
will be
by
super good.
Daylight 5 Nights at Freddy's
Yes!
official live stream. And today, especially at PAX, you guys got a little taste about what was coming with this chapter. But now we're going to be talking about the map, the new gameplay, and the anniversary event, which is right around the corner.
We
Yes!
just gave them an app, and now they're getting the full pizza.
Yeah, the new full pizza.
So if you are new to Dead by Daylight, which I suspect some of you are, there are a lot of people here.
Me.
I'm looking at the wrong camera. Hello, camera 2. If you're new to Dead by Daylight, I just want to quickly explain what's going on today. We're doing our stream, obviously, and generally we try to do these when we have either a release of the full chapter or, as is the case today, a PTB. If you don't know what PTB is, public test
Beta.
battle,
Beta.
who flipping knows? What it is a test tool for us on the development team. Truly, it's a chance for us to get the build out early, find some rough edges, anything that might not be working, and get it up to
Let
gear
me
for
play.
the full release, which is coming on June 17th. So I just wanted to set the stage for you in case you didn't know what PTB is, because we'll mention it a few times. But that is planned to go live as soon as we wrap up the show here today, if we time it perfectly. So stay tuned. All right. So 5 Nights at Freddy's is our most requested chapter of all time. You have wanted this for a long time.
Yes. Well, I
FNAF
mean,
fans
no,
have wanted it
I
for a
wanted
long
in
time,
Fortnite,
DBD
to be
fans
clear,
have wanted it for
but-
a long time. I have wanted it for a long time. Now it's actually happening. So let's not delay any longer. We'll show you what's coming in the show today with the run of show. So we're going to kick things off with a segment that you've been waiting for, 5 Nights at Freddy's gameplay.
Creator program. Wait a minute.
And helping us out, we're going to have Jason Guzzo.
Chad, are we adding creator codes?
Puppety EXE just subscribed.
Yo, Copper, thank you for
What's
the
a
tier
Springtrap?
2 with the
Yes,
30
and then next,
months.
I'll be joined on the couch.
What's
with
a
Justin Banks,
Springtrap?
Who's going to break down this year's anniversary event and show us everything's going to be happening.
Sorry, Chad, I
for
just
this
woke up, so I'm
last
eating
Tuesday
breakfast. So I
Masquerade.
apologize for
Then we'll have a new face on the
being
couch,
nasty.
which is going to be Hollis from
JoJoJosiah on the
team, who's
DVD
gonna be
shop.
running
You
through
can use my
the
code in the
latest
Epic Games
collections that'll be
Store, or
rolling into
like
the
on the
fall
Epic Games
here in a couple of
Store
months.
app.
And then after that,
For Dead by
Eric and
Daylight,
I
by
will
the
be
way.
back on the couch to talk about the
So you
Dead
can
by
unironically
Daylight
use my
creator
code on
program,
Springtrap.
which I know a lot of our content creators out there are at the edge of their seats waiting to hear news about, so stay tuned.
And we also have another thing to share with you that is new. Maybe you saw it in your news yesterday in the game. Little spoiler. We're going to be talking about the extremely cool new Dead by Daylight stats tracker that's coming up. We're going to be able to
This
look at your
game.
in-game stats and progress as you play. Which is
This game.
Yes, I cannot wait to see how many times I've died. After that, well, obviously, wouldn't be a Dead by Daylight live stream without having some Twitch drops. And we're going to have 3 amazing Twitch drops for players to go ahead and redeem on Twitch.
Let's freaking
So
go,
make sure
dude.
you're
Cruel
looking at
cake
the
badge.
Twitch chat or looking at the QR code to go ahead and make sure you're linking your behavior account so that you're not missing it. It starts today.
Curve, it is
up
20
until
bucks,
June
and then you'll have to
10th,
buy the
but
collab, which should be like
Eric, you
$5
wanna
bucks.
Tell us what we're going to get?
I do, although I don't know
Cuppa,
that
the
it
best way
matches
I could
what's
describe it
image,
is, so there
we
is a
have
large
3
skill
drops
cap,
for you, but actually the first drop
but it's
is a
like mostly
combo.
game
You're gonna
sense.
get blood points as well as
But
the
there's
smiling
just not
combat.
enough
Sorry,
to
I don't-
do.
What I have written down versus what's in that image. are
I
not the same
I
thing,
would
so
describe it
I'm
as a
blending
bad
a bit.
UEFN map.
Smiling
personally,
Clown
but
badge,
also
20,000
has
blood points,
a
bundled
lot.
together
There's
for
a
watching
deeper
1 hour,
side to it.
a Clown Den banner for watching
If
3
you're into
hours,
it, you're into
and
it. If you're not,
pin the
you're not.
tail on
I
the
feel like.
Maurice charm for anyone who accumulates 6
Yeah, the
hours
perks
of watch time.
Are very
Maurice,
confusing.
How I miss the.
I miss him. I have to
If
do
you're
my-
just playing
my little
customs
hip
with your
pats on the
friends,
map.
I know.
I feel like
I
it's
hope he
fun.
returns
I could
to
see
us
myself
soon.
coming back to the game.
Before we dive in, one last
play
thing I did
customs
wanna
with
mention
friends.
If you've been around for a few weeks, we're running a charity program at the moment, which I've been so psyched about, tied to Aurella's release, and it has already, well, it's finished, but has
The
over
thing is, though, is like
$200,000,
Oh my god.
and that's before the multiplier that we're still.
The base of the
calculating
game
right now.
is like
So
is
thank
really
you to
good,
everyone
but
who
it just feels
contributes to that
unfinished.
charity.
But it feels
It's
like
going to a really great cause, the Saint Justine Foundation here in Montreal, to help kids.
I don't even know how to
moms.
explain it.
So
It
thank you,
feels like
thank
it
you.
could be
We'll
a
announce the final
phenomenally
number when
good
we have it
game,
from the,
but they just
numbers
stopped
people,
adding
but
new
it is
features, if
well
that
over
makes sense.
$200,000, so crazy.
That's a lot of money.
Okay, without
But
further
the thing
ado,
is that the people who like it
let's
really
talk
fuck with it, so
about
it's
Five
kind of
Nights at
like
Freddy's, playing a Springtrap,
Yes!
and bring out our dear friend JoJoJosiah, the killer's designer.
ooh, double. Damn! 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 Okay! Holy shit! Let's go, dude. His design is so perfect, by the way. I'm not a huge fan of the movie skin, unless you can put a mask on. But Springtrap itself is so perfect. I know. I want to explore the map so bad. Okay. I guess we're gonna wait here a little bit. It literally comes out at noon. Like PTB is at noon. So you can play the beta. I assume this is gonna end. I don't know. This might last an hour, so then. Oh.
Whoa! I was waiting for Jay to tell us when we're ready, but we're live. See, we told you it's live. You didn't believe us. Okay, so
Freddy
hi, Jay.
plush.
So from the time that we announced that Five Nights at Freddy's was coming to Dead by Daylight, obviously the excitement has been off the charts for Five Nights at Freddy's fans, for DBD fans, for myself, maybe you, and you know, people were speculating. Who's the killer going to be? Are we going to get a map, et cetera, et cetera? We answered those things
Skins.
in a high-level way at PAX a few weeks ago. Indeed, we will have a killer, Springtrap. For the first time ever, you get to play as Springtrap.
Announce the
instead of being
second killer
terrorized
right
by
now.
Springtrap. Well, if you're a survivor, you'll still be
Vanny.
terrorized.
Holy shit.
And also, we'll be bringing in a new map. So Jay has come here to join us. And if you have watched streams before, you would know Jay from such hits as Chucky and also Dracula. Jay is the killer
Also
designer
W.
on both of those, as well as Springtrap. So how are you doing?
I'm doing great, and I'm excited to be here.
I'm also excited for you to be here,
Oh.
Jay. So let's get into it. So as I mentioned, you worked on some pretty iconic licenses already. So when you were assigned Five Nights at Freddy's, what was it like when you first started working on that chapter?
It was really interesting. I didn't have a lot of experience with it. Excuse me, my throats are a little dry today. I was obviously aware of it. I mean, everybody is. It's become so iconic in such a short period of time. But I'm going to be honest, I didn't really realize how kind of deep the lore and the story went before I started kind of looking into this chapter. So it's been cool, and like the story is way more horrifying than I ever thought it would be, to be honest.
Oh yes, despite how cute it is, very horrifying. And actually, I think that's a very initial common ground DBD fans and Fnaf fans will have. Deep lore on both games.
Dead by Daylight has lore?
Again, it's really cool stuff, and it goes, like you said, it goes places.
Yeah.
So I guess the way you mentioned it, sounds like you had to do a lot of research to get up to speed.
Yeah,
Yep.
for sure.
We are not getting
One
Hollow
of my
Knight,
favorite
bro.
things about doing
In Dead
licenses
by
like
Daylight,
this
what are we talking about?
Is they give me an excuse, I guess, a reason to become like a real big nerd about one specific franchise or IP, and that's always amazing. You know, Chucky, I got to watch all the movies, and Dracula, we played the games and watched stuff. So this one, I did the same thing. I jumped in. My main thing was YouTube and Twitch, watching streams. I watched
Not Pat.
60 to 70 hours of content of some of the more popular streamers, I guess we can say, all through all the games, including the VR stuff and things. You know, not just to see the games and how they played, but also the players how they react, the community how they react, getting the inspiration for the experience of FNAF and Five Nights at Freddy's, excuse me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's a really special thing. You didn't just tackle it from a mechanics point of view. You wanted to understand the community. You wanted to understand
Yeah.
the players, make them feel as welcome in DBD as possible. Dead
Yeah.
by Daylight, sorry. No, we're going to be doing this a lot. It's just quicker to use acronyms. So I think that's a great touch. So any surprises you found along the way as you were doing that?
Yeah, I mean, this won't be a surprise to most people, but it was to me, like I said, just how passionate the community is. They're like you said, it's very similar to DBD in that respect of like very passionate fans and very passionate.
Yeah, he knows if he fucked
who
up,
kind
it's
of-
GG's.
They watch the trailers and they watch gameplay and they pixel peep.
Oh, yeah.
And they kind of start stringing things together. And I imagine there's at least a few Five Nights fans with like the boards with pictures and the string all over them.
Yes, which Jay, you're kind of famous for with Dracula. Hand drew some meme-worthy art, so maybe we'll have some more. But yeah, they're probably picking apart our outfits as we speak. Like, what does it mean? What is it? I just wanted people to see my cool new mint-colored shoes. That's all.
I just wanted people to see. I don't know if I can show it. My daughter bought me Freddy Fazbear socks for Christmas.
Got Freddy
Your
on
daughter.
feet. Likewise, my son.
There's a new Twitch Prime skin for Emma Frost, but I have my Rivals account linked to my PC. Yeah, GG's.
We are loving it over here. So before we jump into the gameplay, why don't you tell us about how you started to approach the design of Springtrap?
Yeah, it was a really interesting one because obviously, if you know both games, gameplay-wise, they're pretty diametrically opposed. Five Nights at Freddy's is really about sitting still. You manage resources, particularly the battery, and try not to get killed. Whereas DBD is all about moving around, doing the gens. If you sit still, you're gonna get yourself
Not a
killed.
good strategy.
It's not a great idea. So it really became about kind of nailing down what the quintessential Five Nights at Freddy's experience is. Things like the security office, the battery power, all those amazing jump scares, and just kind of figuring out how to adapt that into the context of DVD.
Perfect. So with
It's
that
so quiet.
transition, let's get into Springtrap specifically and his gameplay.
Yeah. So one of the goals for Springtrap was
Chat, is the sound
to
better?
figure out
I
how
turned it
to
up.
lean into those jump scares, which are kind of the thing
for
about the
myself,
Five
too.
Nights at Freddy's games, right? Without making him just a straight up stealth killer, which was something we wanted to avoid. So I had this idea of doing something that we'd never really tried before, where we focus Springtrap kind of as a grab-based killer, because we have grabs in DBD. They are inherently jump scares into themselves. It's right there. So we just kind of leaned into that and gave him more of those opportunities.
Grab-based
Right
killer.
there on screen, by
There
the
he
way.
is, yeah.
I think we even have another one of him doing a little bit of a grab.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh
and
my
then-
God,
and
yo!
and we
the
gave him a
face
pretty unique projectile, which is
inside,
really
you
cool.
can
So
see
Springtrap
him
has two weapons. I
yelling
get to
with
finally
broken
announce. I know the
teeth
community has
is
been talking about it. his
so
large pizza knife is his
fire.
main weapon,
Holy
and,
moly.
a heavy fire axe as his power.
Oh, the fire axe. So let's talk about the axe.
A fire
how do you
axe.
use the axe? How's it different from
hope you
projectiles
die
that
in
other
a
characters in Dead by Daylight use?
Yeah, so it's a very unique. It's not going to play like any other projectile killer that you've tried before. We wanted to do something a little bit interesting with it. So if you throw the axe and it hits something in the environment, whether it's a missed shot or it's deliberate, it creates an AoE that lasts about 15 seconds. And if a survivor walks through it, you get killer instinct on them for a short period of time. If you hit a survivor with it, kind of gets lodged in their back while you're chasing.
DBD fans,
Kinda
what the
have an
fuck is
axe
killer
lodged in their
instinct
back.
mean?
No
a little
big
bit.
deal.
So they can remove it manually, or they can do it quicker in co-op with another survivor. As Springtrap, you can also retrieve it yourself if you get in close. You can skip
Don't
kind
make
of the
it
steps of downing the survivor and picking them up. You get in close to a survivor that has the axe embedded in them. You click the button, you grab the axe and the survivor at the same time. You get a cool little jump scare, and then you're carrying them on your shoulder. A couple of little notes. One of them is
So hard.
while you have your projectile available,
Yo!
4.4 meters per second. There he is.
There's a little glimpse of some jump scare action.
Oh
Once you've
my
thrown the axe,
gosh,
you
that
actually
is
move at 4.6
sick!
meters per second. It's something that we've never really done.
So
base kit for a killer.
cool.
It makes for some really
Oh
interesting
my
tactical
God,
choices,
dude.
Meaning that
So
you have
tough.
to recall the axe manually. It never comes back to you automatically unless you throw it out of the map because you can make a mistake. But yeah, as long as it's in the environment or in a survivor or whatever it is, you have to manually recall it.
So it lightens his load a little bit, makes him a bit faster.
Exactly.
Perfect. So that brings us to another unique part of his gameplay, and I think super iconic to Five Nights at Freddy's, the security office. So let's get into that.
So this is the map? Or?
So it was really important for us to give
Is it an
the
ability?
killer and the survivor a really kind of interesting shared experience in that space, which allowed us to also lean into the jump scares. And some of the ways we came up with was to introduce the security office, which is part of any trial that Springtrap is the killer. It's part of his power, but
So
it acts
is
as
an
kind
ability.
of a transitionary space. So we have 7 doors that appear randomly around the map at chest spawns, and these can be used by survivors or killers to teleport around the map.
Yeah, there be a door.
There it is.
So-
And survivors can also use them for surveillance. So as a survivor, you interact with the door. It brings up the camera view. You'll get the kind of iconic map view in the bottom right of all
That
the
is
different
awesome.
cameras. On the bottom left, you'll see your battery power, which we'll talk about in a second. You can see what's going on in the other doors. You can switch between doors. If you see something that, if it looks safe on the other end, you press the button. Your character goes into the security office, and then it's kind of like a hands-off, almost like a theme park experience where you see this first-person view going through the office, which is really cool.
What?
One thing
That's
you mentioned,
cool.
again, just in case we have new folks playing, regardless of what map you're playing on, this functionality, the security room will be there as long as Springtrap is the killer in the match.
Yeah, exactly. And
That's fire.
as a survivor, if you happen to see Springtrap through a camera, if you train your camera on him for a few seconds, he'll be revealed for a little bit for the whole survivor team.
Nice. And what about if, like, what if Springtrap goes in at the same time as a survivor goes in at a different door and they meet?
Yeah, so since they can both use the doors in the security office,
Yeah.
we wanted to make sure that there was an opportunity for that interaction. So if a survivor is moving through that space from one door to the other, and Springtrap, excuse me, chooses one of those 2 doors, whether the one they're coming from or the one they're going to, he'll interrupt them in the security office for a fun little surprise.
Oh.
Awesome. I love all the little touches that the team has planted in there like that. I think the fans are really going to love it, including this. You mentioned the battery. Managing the battery is part of this as well. So how's that work in DBD?
Yeah, so survivors share a universal battery. It's shared amongst all of them. It drains a little bit, kind of ticks down per second while you're using the cameras. We didn't want players to just be the man in the chair and just sitting there and telling all their friends. So it drains a little bit using the teleporter to move around the map. Takes off a big old chunk in one shot. And then you have to kind of manage that battery as a team. It slowly recharges on its own over time, but you have to kind of manage when and where you're using it. If the
Interesting.
battery does run out, the security system, which is kind of the doors, the cameras, the office, goes into shutdown mode for 45 seconds. But Springtrap is not affected by the battery. So if the survivors have kind of overplayed their hand and they shut the security office down, they've kind
That
of
seems
given up
super
their
cool. Like a
one,
really unique
their
mechanic,
one
actually.
bit of power in this
Right.
chapter, and Springtrap can still use the doors and bounce around and do whatever he wants.
Dangerous. Fantastic. But what about disabling the doors?
Yes.
Yes.
So to go back to the axe, if the killer hits either a camera or a door, the whole thing with their axe, that door and the camera becomes unavailable to survivors. They can't use it to teleport away. They can't teleport to that door, and they can't see through the camera that's been disabled.
Huh.
When the killer retrieves it, that effect lingers a little bit. It becomes a really cool way of like, I need to scope this area out, but I don't want to be revealed or seen. You can disable the door, move around, use it to fake other.
That's
fake
cool
survivors
too.
out.
Got it. But it's not permanent. The door can be used again after the axe has been retrieved. After
Unless it's in shutdown, which means the survivors can't use it anyway.
Right. Cool. Okay. So speaking about moving around the map, which
Yeah.
it sounds like we have a new exciting way to do that. One of the coolest things about the chapter, in fact, is the map.
Yes,
Freddy
show
Fazbear's
me.
Pizza is now a new map. a new
Show
level
me.
Within Dead by Daylight for DBD fans, specifically in the Withered Isle realm. So what can you tell us about the map?
Yeah, so the art team and the level design team, much like me, they did a ton of research, and like I don't say this just because we're doing the stream here, but it's becoming one of my favorite maps. I love it so much.
Let's go.
In the same way that we worked hard at kind of integrating a lot of opportunities for jump scares into the killer gameplay, their team really wanted to make sure that they did the same when it comes to things like Easter eggs and scares around the map. So it really pays off if you're kind of an exploratory player.
Let's go. That's exactly what I want.
Amazing. So are there some areas that you want to shout out that Five Nights at Freddy's fans might recognize?
Yeah, I mean, there's going to be a lot. You'll see a lot of small references and stuff, but obviously we've recreated a lot of kind of the iconic areas from the game. But we're also letting you exit the pizzeria to explore the outside a little bit, which is really cool. And we wanted to kind of add a little bit more space to allow for more dynamic chases and whatnot.
Yeah.
But for the rooms, we've got the lobby, we've got the dining hall, of course.
Yes.
With the full animatronic band on stage.
Show me.
And we have the arcade, which is, it's all very kind of
I've already
creepily
seen it.
decorated,
Oh.
like a birthday party. And we have areas like the kitchen and even the mechanical room, which is cool. And
Oh yeah, well I've seen
there
these
you go.
before.
Right there too.
yeah,
They're
so
fire,
altogether,
though.
this should kind of feel like a
Bloody
I mean, I
endo,
guess a
dude. It
formerly
looks
working
terrifying.
Yes.
pizzeria. And of course, since it's Dead by Daylight, the entity's weird pustules and deformations are everywhere to remind you exactly of where you still are and
You're
where
making a
stuck.
judgment call on those pustules there, Jay.
But if you're a Five Nights at Freddy's fan, I think you're really gonna love the map. They've done a lot of really cool work.
Yeah, it's super fun. And it looks really good too. The art team did knock it out of the park. But also with Springtrap wandering around, it's like a terror. And I think for Five Nights at Freddy's fans, like, whoop, you're going to be in familiar territory.
Yeah.
There. So one other nice thing that we
up,
did
Dawson?
mention
What's up, Goat?
on the PAX broadcast, but I do want to mention it again, we're going to have a separate queue for this map specifically, which means you want to go to the game and you just want to check out the map. Normally, in the past, you'd be in the general rotation of maps and all that. Now you can go straight in just to.
They
the
know that
pizzeria
people only want to
without
play the
having
FNAF
to
thing, bro.
Hope that you get there. So it's going to be its own queue when
fire.
you join the game.
Yeah, and that's a feature that's going forward with any chapter with a new map. They'll have a unique queue for that new map, which is really cool.
Perfect. Okay. How about some last tips
Yep.
for survivors and for killer players?
Yeah, so for the killer, as Springtrap, get used to the arc of the projectile. As I said, it's super unique compared to other projectile killers. We've done something that really allows you to kind of pull off some pretty gnarly trick shots. We've seen some really interesting ones on our internal playtest. It's been super fun. So test that out, get used to it, and
That sounds fun.
take advantage of the jump scares.
Oh, yeah.
Especially if you're playing with your friends, hearing them shout in your ear is always a great time. But for survivors, take advantage of the cameras and the doors. It may seem a little unsafe because you can be interrupted or whatever, but they're really valuable tools if you get used to them and you use it to reveal the killer and kind of scoping out the area. You'll get more of an advantage out of them than I think you realize at first.
Show me the map.
Well, Jay, thank you so much, as
Thank you.
always, for joining us on the couch with your wonderful work and the fun stuff that you've planted in there. Soon enough, people will get to play around with it. I know you're
Yeah.
going to be glued to your Twitch screen so you
Oh,
can watch
yes.
people play it, test it out. Thank you so much for joining us. The show must roll on. So next, we're going to bring out our friend Justin Banks to fill you in on DBD's anniversary event that's right around the corner.
Bye, everybody.
Oh shit. Man, I just want Five Nights at Freddy's stuff, bro. I feel like the only thing they shared was like 2 screenshots. They're really just holding it for the PTB, I guess. I mean, it's in 30 minutes. So I'm not freaking out about it or anything, but I want that TS. Give me it, bro, please. I don't know. I'm excited though. I just want to play. I just want to play. I just want to play the game. I just want to play the game. I just want to play the game. Dun, 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 dun. Boom, 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 boom.
Okay, so one of oh my god, my throat. I died. But one of the best things for Dead by Daylight that makes me really excited around this time of year is that there's always something to celebrate. And this year is no different. Because not only are we welcoming in Five Nights at Freddy's to the Fog, but also our anniversary event is right around the corner. So, what better way to party
Yes, I
and
was
welcome
singing the
back
Logic
at
song.
the anniversary event and get ourselves nice and warm by the fire than with Justin Banks?
Thank you, Dork. I'm really happy to be back with all you guys out there.
Did he just call
It's
her a
another
dork?
Masquerade, another year where they
Freaking
dust me off,
rude,
take
yo.
me out of the locker, and get ready to talk to you guys
Her
about
name
what
is
happening
Dork?
for this year's Masquerade.
Yeah, and I'm super excited to hear how we're going to be partying it up in this this year's anniversary event.
Yeah, so there's lots of stuff going on, and it's a special one because, as I think you saw
DVD streamer
by
people, please
the
show us
title
the
just
stuff.
before, after 4 years, this is going to be our final Masquerade. We have lots of laughs, lots of fun, and the response to all of the gameplay, the cosmetics, the aesthetics have all been incredible since we got this party started. So our final Masquerade event is actually going to start in about a month and run from June 25th to July 16th.
What kind of content does DBD got? Let's
While
see,
we're,
chat.
we're sad to see it go. I mean, it was a really, really fun theme that we worked on internally. We've had a gas working on it every single year, but we're going to close out with one last big hurrah before moving on to something completely brand new for our 10th anniversary next year. So I don't want to hype, I don't want to tease, but come back a year from now and we're going to have something really special for you.
I'm really excited to see what
I
we
will
come
be
up
back
with.
if you release
But also
another
when in
Fnaf
terms
collab.
of actual gameplay, when we're talking about the return of Twisted Masquerade, is it true that the team decided to work on fine-tuning what we've currently got instead of adding new things to the whole shebang?
Yeah, exactly. So there's a few things that we're doing to really focus on the quality of life of the game overall. So you've seen, all of you guys out there, I don't even know which camera I'm looking at, that one. All of you guys out there, you've all seen how we're pushing for quality of life. We want to make sure that it's a game that, you know, it's the game you guys deserve. You've stuck with us for such a long time. We're fixing long-standing bugs. We're adding features to just improve your overall experience. And we want that to translate to how we deal with events as well. So we made the decision to focus a lot of our resources on that quality of life and less so on adding to new gameplay features for this final Twisted Masquerade event.
Okay, so
I don't wanna
in
shit
terms
talk.
of that, then what can players expect to see return
Quality of life.
with this Twisted Masquerade?
9th
So
anniversary.
returning, well, I can just summarize by saying all the really cool stuff that we've done before. Again, it's fun to work on this stuff year after year. So what we have coming back are the invitation powers that are super fun that you can collect as Survivor or Killer, and you'll have different powers to use their charges for as the match goes on. We are bringing back the Bag of Tricks that we introduced last year, which creates a random effect on the match, you know, that happens based on the progression of completing generators, accumulated with whatever hook stages are at, to really keep things dynamic, keep it moving. We're also bringing back Father Campbell's chapel, decorated, you know,
What?
for the entire party, and you know it's
Motherfucker,
still
what
all
the
the same
fuck is
decorations as last year, you know. But
What the
we're
fuck is
saying the
Father
party
Campbell's
the party's
chapel,
coming to an
dude?
end over there.
Down.
Yeah, and we'll even have a little bit of Five Nights at Freddy's theming.
Let's
showing up in
go.
our anniversary lobby.
Okay, I love the fact that the lobby is going to be like a party in more ways than one. Plus all the returning content. I mean, what's not to love there? I cannot wait to get my hands on my invitation just to cause ruckus. So when you're talking about the quality of life, though, are the players going to be able to experience that in the gameplay with Twisted Masquerade this year?
Absolutely. So when we were looking at how quality of life applies to, let's say, the game as a whole, we're saying, well, there are some elements of events.
guys
that
see
could
what I
work
mean
better
by,
for a
like,
better player experience?
a bad
while
UEFN
by
map?
and large, everything from the event was really well received. We
You
know
just,
people
like,
enjoyed invitation powers,
this-
the bag of tricks, etc.
I-
There was one big friction point
don't
from
wanna
last
shit
year
talk.
that we wanted to
I
fix,
don't wanna
which
shit
was the
talk.
remote hook power for the invitations. So we've tweaked that a little bit just to apply
It's
some
just
quality
like
of
this
life
feels like
to
so.
this event itself, to make sure that as a killer is using it, it's no longer instant. You can't just look at a hook and bam, the survivor goes there.
Okay.
I
Now
feel
what'll
like
happen is the
some
survivor has to
companies
look at a hook,
actually try to
they'll
make Dead by
hold a
Daylight
button for a
better.
period of time.
Because I
and
feel like the
then
concept's actually
survivor
really
will be
good.
teleported. And it will also be obvious that the killer is doing this so the survivor
But I feel like it's so not
to make them drop their partner. So
Okay.
we're really hoping that creates
everything it could be.
some more friendly gameplay, some less abusive elements, and
We
just
need
an
we need
overall
someone to
much
Marvel
better party
Rivals.
for everyone to play through.
It's gonna be
Dead by
great. I'm
Daylight.
really excited for that. Yeah.
So, in addition to that, last year we pulled back the curtain on our host of the anniversary that we've shown around in quite a few assets. We showed off last year in a lot of ways. Our darling Trix. So, since this is the last Masquerade, her presence is going to be a little less felt, so you won't hear her or see her as often. And then she'll just be, with the Masquerade, fading away into the fog, you could say.
Oh, that's really sad that we're gonna see her fading away, but I understand. At least we get to enjoy her while we still have her.
Yep.
So, with this being the last hurrah, what does this mean for the Twisted Masquerade rewards and outfits?
So
Now
this
this
is
is
probably
random.
one of my
Little
favorite
Snow just posted
parts
a
to
new
talk
Fortnite
about
Lego sets
because
on
when you
Twitter.
see these concepts every
Man,
year,
I wish I could have
it's
posted.
amazing. These are so creative and fun to work on.
Mine.
So we wanted to use our final Twisted
But
Masquerade
like they
as a way
like
to
you could
catch
find
up
them
on
at
all original
Targets.
characters who did not previously have a mask or outfit.
Okay.
So what you
Like,
would
Faz
see here
got one of
is
the
that
sets
we are
early.
adding masks for any survivors that are originals that did not previously have a mask. So we've got one for Vittorio, Jake, Tori, Sable, Claudette, and Orella. And then on the killer side, we only had one that's missing a mask, so we have a mask for Houndmaster. And then what we have to supplement that to keep 6 collectible pieces per roll is 5 killer anniversary weapons that look amazing. So for that, we've got one for Trapper, Nurse, Huntress, Doctor, and Spirit.
I cannot wait to get my hands on that spirit one.
Yeah, oh my god, they all look so damn good.
So good.
And we've not left out 2 other characters because those are going to get the fully earnable outfits
Okay.
from the event. So we've got David King and the Wraith. So fully decked out, ready to celebrate the
Nice.
party. So with that, we're
Cool,
catching up
dude.
on all of our original characters, making sure that everyone is able to dress for the party
Cool,
for our
dude.
final Masquerade, which I think is really cool.
Hearthstone
It's
dev
so cool.
streams.
And one thing that we
Like-
started to do over the past few years is introduce what
I'm sorry,
calling,
I'm turning this down.
show the
Chat.
party.
Okay.
So some licensed characters who are.
How
getting
many
outfits.
average players
Now,
does
I
this
don't wanna
game get
spoil anything, so stay
on
tuned
like
for
a
once this second
month-to-month
hour,
basis?
shows you
I
who is guest starring at the party.
Okay.
I'm like shocked.
20 on style.
Oh, maybe a spoiler.
6.
Okay. So I know a lot of people are going to be thinking about this, myself
I-
included. I'm very curious. So when it comes to the time,
trying not to hate.
Twisted Masquerade collection and the items, what happens?
So
I'm trying not to
as
hate.
we've done for events
But
and-
it's
and
so hard.
competitions in the past, like this one. we
How is there
only
not
have
a
the
single
experience of
game
the
company
event
that's
and
just
the
been like,
events
oh, you guys are
because all the
successful
previous iterations come back and
around
restore
30K.
Since this is the last Masquerade, what we're
So it
doing
kind of is just a dog shit UEFN map
we
if
have
we
to
really
adapt
think about player
because we
numbers.
don't want these
But,
to
like,
fade away forever.
How is a
So
game company
we
not been
are
like, you
tentatively
guys have
planning
30K
to come
average
back and
players,
restore
let's just
permanently at a certain point
make a
in the
new
future.
game
So I can't give specifics exactly when
and
those
basically
dates are.
copy your
So
exact
this Masquerade
ideas,
ends, everything
but
else is
iterate on
different.
it and make it better. I don't
And
understand how
when
no
we
one's
know
done
when they are
that.
coming back, we are certainly going to be communicating on it, so players can be aware and they know when they can come back and get any masks they missed, or if they joined us later, come in.
Yeah, the people that love it, love it.
Awesome.
But I don't understand how no one has just been like, because the idea is so good.
So this is
Especially
really
with the
special
collabs and
behind that.
stuff. Like
But
seeing
also,
Chucky run around was so cool, but it would be even more cool if he had like
Absolutely. So
3 abilities instead of basically one. Like every character has like one thing that they can do.
but we want to make sure that all of our
And
players
one
have
main
access to all these
move.
originals too to celebrate with. So
I don't know how no one's just been like, oh, let's just like do this.
for the entire duration of the event. So if there's a
La-
survivor
the other thing
or
too is like
you've
survivors
never played before, you've been interested
are
about,
all the same. There's
pick
like
them up,
not,
play them in the normal queue, play them in the
I don't know. I just think it's such a good idea that could be iterated on.
And then if you actually want to keep them, we're going to have some really sick sales going on.
Yeah,
so
FNAF will get people
they're
into
really
it, but I
nice
think they're going to
guys
leave really quick.
Celebrating with them.
Well, that's awesome, Justin. Thank you so much for giving us the full rundown on the anniversary event and the
Okay,
Twisted
now they're going to
Masquerade.
show more FNAF,
So
right?
sad to hear that it's going to be going soon, but we're going to keep it together.
It's going to go out with a bang.
At least we have that, right? At least we have that. All right, so next up, joining me on the couch is going to be a new face to the stream. So please join me in the chat with
Matthew
a warm
Lillard.
welcome for Hollis, who's going to be giving us a full rundown on the latest collections that'll be rolling into the fog.
The collab should have been with Fortnite. Look, we'll have our time, chat. Fortnite will have its time with FNAF. I still believe, okay? Who the fuck is Father Campbell? See, the main thing the main thing with this game that I know why I would never be super interested in playing it, like I would never play it a shit ton, is just because of like I don't see why anyone plays Survivor. Cuz all of the new stuff is for killers.
You know, I love talking
I feel like
about
I
collections.
recognize this dude.
And here with me to talk about them is a new phase, our senior live specialist, operations specialist, Hollis, to give us the full rundown on everything that's going to be coming to the Dead by Daylight in-game store in the next couple of months. So welcome to the stream.
Thank you.
So Hollis, how about you go ahead and give us a rundown about your role real quick?
Yeah, so my day-to-day consists mostly of scheduling and setting things up for the in-game store. So stuff you would see like the collection
Grams,
banners, featured outfits.
I think Cart mentioned something about Pillar
monthly
Chase.
Gift sales, stuff like that. I've also worked.
I'm
on
just
a few
excited
collections
for an
you guys may
official
see in the
FNAF
store.
collab.
So Autumn Fashion, Chrysalis, Noir, Horrors from the Deep, and the Forgotten Myth collection. And on that note, speaking of content creation, I am sort of moving further in that direction as I'll be the person heading up charms and player cards going forward.
Bronto, what are you even
Okay.
saying?
Speaking of player cards, that was actually one thing we missed to talk about in our last segment. I was just sitting down with Justin, where we're going to have badges and banners coming in as other things in the event. I'm super excited. But also, thank you for the Chrysalis collection. Oh my God, I'm a huge Chrysalis fan. But with all of that said, like I said, I just
Security
sat down
Breach
with
was a
Justin,
flop,
and they
but
gave
I
us a
have
full
I
rundown
think
about
Secret of the
Twisted
Mimic is going to be
Masquerade
fire.
when
I
it
think they
comes to
learned a lot
in-game
from Security
earnables,
Breach.
But what can you
I
tell us
still
about
think
what's
Steel
gonna happen
Wool
on the
is
store side?
good.
Yeah, so just mentioned we have some really cool exclusive event rewards. We also have some exclusive store rewards for Twisted Masquerade.
Okay.
This time around, we have some outfits for the Lich Vecna, who's wearing his Masquerade Lich outfit.
What?
As well as Baymar,
fuck?
who is wearing his Masquerade musician outfit. And man, I wish I could grow a mustache like that.
It's
Yo,
magnificent.
why did they put Vecna? Why is
Plus, as
Vecna
always,
serving?
all the mask outfits from previous years will also be returning to the
Go
store.
back.
You'll even be able to find a few select masks in bundles for Killer and Survivor. And for anyone who may have missed Twisted Masquerade last year, we'll also have a bundle with rewards from that. So the Unknown outfit, the player cards, and the charms. And all that will be available in the store on June 25th with the start of the event.
Okay.
Nah, I love
So,
Steel Wool.
is there going to be any like fantastic sales
VR
happening
1
as
and
well?
2 were
Might
both
be.
so fire, and I
So we're
liked
gonna be doing
Ruin a
30%
lot.
off almost everything in the store for outfits released before the Five Nights at Freddy's chapter.
Okay.
VR
On top
1's
of that,
deadass
we'll
one of
be
my
doing
favorite games
25
ever.
to 50% off almost all the characters. And as Justin mentioned, if you find a character you like during the free trials, it's a great time to pick them up and add them to your roster.
Okay. All right. So, and as obviously, we kind of touched on it. Brace yourself. This is a bit emotional. But after this, the party will be over. It'll be our. I
miss
know.
it so much.
Let's keep it together.
Tricks, don't leave me.
Let's keep it together. But we're going to be okay because before we close the curtain, we've got other things happening right before, right?
That's correct. On June 17th, we have our highly anticipated Five Nights at Freddy's chapter releasing, along with it, the Five Nights at Freddy's collection. Now,
Yes!
as you know, Dave and Matt already revealed one of the outfits at PAX.
Yes!
There's a few more to show off today that no one's seen quite
Yes!
yet. But in case you did miss PAX, first of all, what are you doing?
Yeah, what are you doing?
Second of all, you would have saw that we revealed our Yellow Rabbit legendary
Okay.
outfit for our new killer, Springtrap. This is an incredible
seen
outfit
this.
from the Five Nights at Freddy's movie that features the likeness of Matthew Lillard, who played William Afton on screen before the Springlock accident that really turns him into Springtrap. Now, this outfit has original voiceover from Matthew Lillard that was recorded just for Dead by Daylight, as well as some special voiceover and animations in the lobby.
Okay, I cannot wait to get my hands on that.
Show
but
the other
are there
ones.
going to be other versions of Springtrap coming into the fog as well?
There is. We also have a glitch trap, a legendary outfit for
Show me!
Glitch Trap.
Yo!
And its sequel, Help Wanted 2, where he played a very crucial role in the
That's
story.
fire. That's
It's
fire.
amazing to have
That's
him as
fire.
part of
That's
his
fire.
collection. And as an added bonus, for both legendary outfits, when you unlock them, you'll receive a portrait badge of those characters as well. So a Glitch Trap portrait badge for Glitch Trap, and a yellow
That's
rabbit,
actually so good,
portrait
too.
with Matthew Lillard's likeness when you buy that as well. We also have 2 very rare
He is
outfits for
pregnant.
Springtrap.
Oh my
which are
God.
taken
I'm
from
so happy
Pirates of
for
Freddy's
him.
Special Delivery, the mobile AR game, which are Clown Springtrap and Toxic Springtrap.
What?
Now, Clown Springtrap is pulled pretty much straight from
Okay,
the game.
Toxic
Just like
Springtrap
Clown
goes
Springtrap.
kind of hard.
But we put our own
Clown
twist on
Springtrap
Toxic
was
Springtrap,
trash.
where we make them our
What?
own. But that's not all. For the survivors
Go
out
back
there
to
who
Clown
want show their love
Springtrap.
for
I need to see it
FNAF,
longer.
There will be Freddy Fazbear's t-shirts available for all original survivors. You can buy them individually
Okay.
or bundled together at a discount.
That's gonna be great. I mean, I love like the shirts especially because it gives them this nice, cool.
Yo, they
casual
went by
look.
that
And
so
I think
fast.
Because of that, it's why I love the next.
They showed
collection you're
Clown
gonna be
Springtrap for like
I
2
will verbally
seconds.
describe it because this outfit, this collection is simply called the Casual Collection, and as the name implies, it focuses on streetwear and casual clothing, letting us add more variety to characters who've kind of been stuck with one look in the past.
So are they adding
for
like
example,
cool
Galley
things?
Gabriel, who's often portrayed in space-themed outfits, we finally gave him something more casual to show a different side of his character.
Looks so good.
He's a handsome man, isn't he?
Handsome man.
Handsome. On top of Gabriel, we also have outfits for Tori, who will be taking a break from her cult robes.
That looks so good.
One I know you're very excited about, which is Talita, who is getting some pants and escaping her shorts and skirt purgatory that she was in for a bit there.
Talita mentioned, yes,
Whoa.
pants.
Thank you, Eric. We love pants.
Pants.
Chat, spam pants emotes.
Yeah.
I don't know if those exist. And finally, we have an outfit for Hattie as well. And this collection will be hitting the store on July 2nd, right at the start of summer.
Yo,
I
what
cannot wait.
is
Obviously,
this
I'm
in
very
even
excited for
reference
pants.
to?
Pants. But
Oh, he has a
with
pumpkin
that-
knife
I mean,
carver.
especially because like with the
That's
pants,
that's
I
a
get to be
pumpkin
nice and
carver.
comfortable
This
while
has
I'm
got to
putting on
be
the hood.
Fall
You know, I'm
Fest,
gonna be
no?
there anyway, so
Like
I
that's the
might as
only thing
well
I can
be
think of is something we haven't seen
comfortable,
from
Feel
Fall
free to be on
Fest.
hook with no pants.
Yeah.
Or is it from?
Be pretty
Is it
bad,
actually from the AR game?
But we also want the killers to be nice.
I don't remember
and
this from the
comfortable
AR
as
game,
well
but I
while
haven't
they're
looked at the game in
slaying
so
and
long.
Putting people on hooks, which reminds me why.
Interesting
we're
that he has a
bringing
pumpkin
up
carver
the
though, no?
Boulet Brothers collection, which will be joining the fog on July 8th. Coming in with
What?
a very rare for the Huntress.
This
and a
one,
legendary
okay, Toxic
for the
Springtrap goes
That's right.
kind of This one hard.
And since the
That's
original
what I
outfit is
remember.
a legendary outfit inspired by the Boulet Brothers
I
themselves,
like that one.
buying that one will get you an exclusive Boulet Brothers themed portrait badge.
Yes, can't. Oh, I'm so excited. So excited to get my hands on that.
Looks like an exclusive
oh,
Walmart
sneak
toy.
preview.
For
Sneak
real.
Well, I mean, this is the best segue because we're going to be talking about a fan favorite returning.
Yes, that is right. The Waterfront Massacre Collection is back. And for anyone out there who doesn't know what the Waterfront Massacre Collection is basically Day at the Beach gone terribly, horribly wrong for our characters. This time around, we have outfits for Elodie, Aurella, Ace, and the Xenomorph. So Elodie and Aurella are both getting
Show me
some
Xenomorphs.
sun and
Damn,
ice
I
controls
want
each of them
that.
will enjoy. And then there's Ace, who is doing the same, but in a more classic Ace fashion. And his outfit is something special.
It's very special.
He's rocking a leopard print Speedo and what seems to be a very short robe. And don't worry, all the people out there, I can hear you typing in chat. I can confirm this outfit is mix and match. So you can go ahead and make those Speedos a part of whatever outfit you like. If you want to put it with the top hat from the Alice in Wonderland collection, you can. I'm not gonna
What?
stop you. That's called fashion. Finally, we worked closely with 20th Century Games on our take of an aquatic xenomorph. It's inspired by kind of an anglerfish look.
That's
and we're
fucking
really happy with how it
sick.
turned out. It's very creepy, very cool, and honestly would not want to run into that while swimming.
Yeah, absolutely not.
And you can expect the Waterfront Massacre Collection, as well as Ace's Speedo, to be available in the store on July 16th.
I already know a very distinct group of people that were playing nothing but Ace Visconti during 2v8, and they're going to be wearing the hell out of that Speedo.
Yeah, so these collections, we have Pants Gang and No Pants Gang now.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, choose your sides. But thank you so much for joining me on the couch to talk about all the latest collections that'll be coming into the fog. I'm super excited, and it was great to have you, Hollis.
Oh, thank you for having me. This was so much fun.
It was so much fun. So next, I'm going to be
So
on
are
the
they
couch
not-
here with Eric for all of our Dead by
Are
Daylight
they not
creators
gonna
out there
do
to talk about the
FNAF
creator program.
other
So stay
skins?
tuned.
Are we serious? This shit is so loud. Please, a Chris Pratt survivor. God, you're so gay. All right, this is where they announced that they're 50% rev sharing with creators, and I become a full-time Dead by Daylight streamer. Thoughts? Ding,
back.
ding,
How
ding,
about
ding.
them pants?
If there was no sound effect, that would be so funny.
Yeah. New stream capabilities, the technology.
Can't wait to give Nicolas
It's
Cage a
amazing.
FNAF shirt. Wait,
Just a quick note, I did see
true.
people,
That's a banger
they
tweet.
thirsting for whatever the Hattie cosmetic is. We just didn't
If you
have
can
an
do
image
that,
for
it's
it. I'm
a
sorry,
banger
so
tweet.
please just stay tuned a little longer. It's great. All right, now we're going to talk about the creator program. So, at PAX a few weeks ago, as we've said a couple times, we did a big stream there. We did mention there's a new creator program on the horizon with more details on the next stream, which is this stream. So let's do that. It's today, so we've got more details to share. So the current creator program, as you probably know, is called the Fog Whisperers.
Oh.
They're an amazing group of people that I've gotten to meet a bunch of now. Very thankful for that.
Didn't know that.
They're awesome. They're content creators on all things Dead by Daylight, and it's while many of those
now-
relationships are going to continue for sure, it's also time that we're going to open the door to new folks. This is something we've heard a lot of. How can I get into the program? So that's what we're going to start doing. So for starters, we're actually going to retire the name Fog Whisperers, so that crew remains in the stratosphere as the Fog Whisperer Pantheon, and we're rebranding it as the Dead by Daylight Creator Program. Yes.
Yes, but don't worry, for anyone wondering, most Fog Whisperers are still staying on with us as pillars of our new creator group. So do not worry about that. And on top of the new name, actually, the goal of our creator program is to make partnering with Dead by Daylight even easier and better for the creators involved. We're expanding the benefits attached to working with us, and we'll be welcoming an even wider range of personalities and content focused on the game. So if you're a creator and you've always wanted to work with Dead by Daylight, now is the time to make that happen.
Yes.
Yes.
I can't wait.
Some benefits that we're being explicit about that Dork mentioned include opportunities like access to live events, like PAX we were just at.
All right.
Giveaways for your communities, and new ways to engage with the game, like getting regular updates on major releases before anyone else gets those updates.
All right.
Early access opportunities
Rev
to
split.
stream and
Yep.
capture content.
Okay. Rev split,
and even
like-
be featured in our content, like on streams like today.
All right.
So we're going to be testing out something other than that, which is really cool because I get to work directly on it, called Support a Creator program.
There it is!
Program, I suppose. But your Support a Creator has become kind of a industry standard thing you might be familiar with. It's a chance for you as the community of a streamer or YouTuber or whatever to support your favorite creator.
Okay,
with your
unironically, this makes
purchases
me
in the
happy
game.
because more
You don't
games need
pay
to do
any
this.
extra, but you put in their creator code and they get a cut of the Oryx cells that you're buying in Dead by Daylight. So we're going to do a little pilot of that, see how it goes.
W?
If it goes well, we do hope to roll it out wider and larger. Oh yes.
Every game
yes.
needs to do
It
this.
wouldn't be a creator subject without Twitch shirts.
We got to talk about Twitch shirts.
Which
Twitch
shirt?
shirts. I wake up in the middle of the night thinking of Twitch shirts.
Hot sweats.
Hot sweats. Well, that's just me anyway. Okay, so Twitch shirts. Twitch shirts has become a big thing, as you know. It was never meant to become a big thing, but also wasn't well defined. How do I get them? Why does that person get them? I don't get them. And I think those are totally fair questions. And actually, we wanted to tie it to the launch of this new creator program, so it was very clear. here's the guidelines to get into the creator program. You get into the creator program, you get a Twitch shirt. So that's the new way of getting the Twitch shirts. The old throwing them out randomly method has been retired for now, at least. So if you get into the new creator program,
I get a Twitch shirt yet?
With a lot of things, but also
I don't know what
the
that
Twitch
means
shirt.
still.
So
Do I put it on my
I
Survivor or
think there's a
something?
note on that. So we're going to be granting the upcoming Twitch shirts.
Yes, he looks
for
good, but they haven't
our
showed
next
gameplay or
original
like
Survivor
actual
to the
in-game
creator
anything.
program folks, and anyone who already has
They
Twitch
showed some
shirts,
images and he
you
looks
get to hold on to the
fucking
ones
so
you have,
good. Oh yeah,
but
PTV
we
in
won't
7 minutes.
continue to build your Twitch shirt collection. You got to get into the creator program.
Wait, Gator,
Yeah,
get ready
so
to get on,
if you're
bro.
interested in adding your voice
You have
to
to
our
download
community
in
of
7
creators,
minutes.
our new Dead by Daylight creator program website
They also
is
showed
now
Springtrap
live,
skins, Gator.
where you can go ahead and read the code of conduct and find out how you can go ahead
have
and
a
fill
glitch
the
trap one
form
that looks
to
super good.
apply to get yourself submitted into the program. So the link should already be pinned in chat.
Yep, and our creator team, which is kind of a sister team to our team. It's
Let's
not
look at the
us.
chat.
We're going to be at TwitchCon EU. That's short for Europe. And just from May 31st to June 1st in Rotterdam. So you can
This
go
shit is
chat with them in
not
person
pinned.
and get more details. Make sure
Hi, Candy.
you know that they become aware of you. What does that
Introduce
mean? What
yourself.
a weird. Thank you. English. I've just learned English. But also a really cool thing we're doing at that TwitchCon is sponsoring the Horror Games Community Meetup. We attended it last year at TwitchCon North America. It was super dope. I got to go and meet a bunch of you cool creators. But now it's sponsored by Dead by Daylight, which is kind of fitting. So you can go and enjoy that and meet some of the team there. Okay, enough about creators. Let's answer some questions from the community.
I want to play
Let's do a
the
Q&A.
fucking
Nope,
PTV.
sorry. One more thing we're going to do. We're going to talk about the stats tracker I mentioned at the top of the show.
Yes, the stats.
Right? Right?
It's a live stream, folks. It's a live
I'm
stream.
going insane.
In a couple of weeks, we're going to be debuting a new feature that you guys have been asking for a long time, which is the official Dead by Daylight stats tracker. So for anyone who knows the game, a lot can happen over the course of a trial. You can boon a totem, get hooked. You could get a pallet stun, get hooked. You know, there plenty of things happen.
Including getting hooked?
And so, yeah,
Okay.
especially. So players have always wanted to know more information about their matches, and
I
this
got a message
website
off
is going to
soon.
be the key to getting you that information.
And what I should have done at the start of this, Emil, get ready. I should have said stats tracker and then air horn. So I'm going to try it. Stats tracker! Yep. Yes. We're in the 21st century. Stats are being tracked as far back as September 1st, 2020. That's just a limitation on
Yo,
the
Gator,
game
they've
that
been
we have.
yapping for,
So
like,
we're going back to December,
the
September
entire
1st,
hour except
2020.
for
So you'll be able
10
to see
minutes.
your own personal journey in Dead by Daylight. A random person just walked in the room, and all your milestones over that time. The team has been looking at it, actually approaching it like a fitness app, which I think is a cool approach for killers and survivors, which I think would keep you
fitness
fit,
app?
actually, if you're one of those things.
Well, I mean, survivors run all the time.
Yes, yes. So
I
it should
just
be a
want
fun
to
way to
play.
progress.
Yeah. The Stats Tracker website is going to launch on June 17th, and you'll be able to access it either on desktop or mobile. So it's super simple to use, and all you'll need is a behavior account with at least one platform you play Dead by Daylight linked with it. You can also link multiple platforms with cross progression and combine all your stats from wherever you play the game. There's the general statistics page at the start where you can see your global stats like hours played, specific playtime and matches.
Apparently Burn Trap is also
total
gonna be a
matches,
skin?
and more.
They didn't say anything
You can
about
also
that,
switch
did they?
between the main stats for killer and survivor.
Yes, select one, and you'll be able to see things like who your most played characters are.
That's like the coolest
who
possible
your top
skin.
characters are for each
They
role.
didn't say anything?
You can dive in each character and dig into details like emblems, average blood points earned, and even more than that.
Yeah, so we'll also be showing you super useful details like what your top perks were, both in terms of your pick rate, your kill or escape rate. You can also see which perks really drive the most success for you and the way you play the game.
Yep, and a few more things you might be wondering about. The site will be super current, so meaning your match history will update almost immediately after a match is finished in the game. So stats also refresh every 24 hours, meaning where to go. Yeah. If you link a new platform, which some people may be doing, it could take up to 24 hours before you start seeing those platform stats in the tool. And finally, it could change in the future too. This is a first iteration, as with most of the things we put out. First iteration, then we build on it. It's going to focus on 1v4 matches and major seasonal events like Blood Moon, Anniversary, Halloween, and the winter event. And as of now, custom matches won't be counted in your stats, but we're going to be looking at adding limited time events like Lights Out, Chaos Shuffle, and even 2v8 in the future down the road.
I can't wait with Chaos Shuffle for it to tell me how many times I got no mither. I would love that. And like with everything we do here at Dead by Daylight, the stats tracker is something where, as Eric said, we're going to be building on. So there's already a ton in there that we wanted to make sure that is available for players. But if there's anything you want to see added, feel free to let us know on socials so that we can let the team know and see about updating it for the future.
So keep an eye out for more info. We're very close to that release. It's actually going to release alongside this chapter, which is scheduled for June 17th of this year, by the way. So a couple weeks. So only a couple of weeks away. And as I tried to transition to before, why don't we do a Q&A?
So Q&A.
Yeah, let's jump to it. I don't know if do we have a card thing? We got 2 minutes. Oh, okay. We're close to PTB time, so we're going to zoom in. Okay. We have 2 live streams in 1 month. 5 Nights at Freddy's anniversary. We know you've got. Oh Jesus, sorry. I'm reading what was written for me.
Where are these from Dead by Daylight?
Okay, here's the actual question. There have been complaints about cheats and hackers in the game at the moment. Is there something you can say about how you're addressing this?
The war against cheaters and hackers is a long-standing one. And
Okay,
for sure. And
I am
it will always be
entering
there.
a voice
there are
call.
definitely steps that
Gator,
we are
if
taking
you want to go to
resolve
stream
this
chat,
as much as possible.
join.
So during the upcoming months, you can expect to receive clearer game rules, a code of conduct, and regular updates on our war against cheaters, as well as strengthening our anti-cheat protocols. That's not all that we're doing, of course, but there will also be other things that we can't discuss. As we get more and closer to that, we'll be giving you more information on, and we don't want to be giving cheaters and hackers, roundabouts for our protocols.
Yeah, we can't get peek behind the curtain.
Yeah.
Okay, bright side is it looks really cool. Negative side is they barely showed anything, and I feel like I just wasted an hour of my life.
Yeah. They just show skins, bro. That's kind of lame.
They showed skin. I mean, we're gonna be able to play, so who cares? They just
Wait, is the beta out now?
Yeah, it's like it should be out now. They're just yapping right now.
Sometimes they have things that they've got to do too.
Oh wait, a bunch of people are asking for Berserk in the chat. Interesting.
Happening in the PTB, the chance to get off the hook early and the match will be removed unless you have perks or offerings that
Gator, do you know how we did that
Steam.
thing for you like
Huh?
go to for you know how we did that thing with repo where it's like you go to like betas or something?
Yeah. Do you not know how to do it again?
I figured it out, I think. Yeah, I just did
You
it.
should right click, go to properties and then betas.
Okay, I think I did it.
I'm jerking off. Sorry.
Okay, I don't know how long this is gonna take me to update.
Let's see.
Did you get it or?
I just
Yeah,
got
I think
it.
I did it. I just went to I right clicked, I went to betas, or I did properties betas, and then clicked PTB. That's right.
It's
right?
looking like a 15-minute.
Okay, I'm gonna close the stream chat. Let's see, what else could I do to?
I got 10 minutes.
Okay,
I got 30 years.
I somehow have 800 gigabyte or megabyte.
I
right
might
now.
just end the stream so this goes faster, because right now it's saying 45 minutes.
Yeah. It would probably be better if you did.
Okay, chat. I'm gonna end the stream. I'll be back in as soon as possible. So I'm gonna end. It says 30 minutes now.
I'm gonna play before you.
No.
Can wait. She should. Yeah, I'm gonna end, chat. I'll be back in like 30 minutes max. Plus, I can shit real quick.
Whoa.